If you're like me, you've been eyeing two of the most mentally unhinged machines of 2026. And if not, you should be. The all-new Ducati Hypermotard V2 SP and the undisputed king of naked leader bikes, the Yamaha MT10 SP. Let's do work. Here's the thing, while these bikes look completely different on paper and, well, in the metal flesh, they're both gunning for the exact same spot in your garage and, more importantly, in your heart. These two are the ultimate smiles per gallon machines. First up, the Italian stallion, the 2026 Hypermotard V2 SP. You already know what it is. If not, check out my first impressions video at the end of this video. Ducati has taken everything we loved about the old Hypermotard and cranked it up to 11. We're talking the all-new 890cc V2 engine, lighter, more powerful, and even more responsive. And get this, a completely redesigned, super lightweight chassis featuring that gorgeous monocoque frame tech from its superbike brethren. It's going to be even more nutty than my Hypermotard 950 and my Hypermotard 698. I can feel it in my bones. So what does that mean on the road? It means agility. This bike is truly a scalpel. It operates on the road like the best Italian surgeon. It doesn't just turn, it teleports from lean angle to lean angle. The high riding position gives you incredible leverage, letting you truly flick it around. You see a gap in traffic, you're through it. You see a corner, you're already dreaming of backing it in, and you know you are. It's pure, unadulterated hooliganism, refined by Bologna's finest. Alexa, how do you pronounce Bologna, Italy?
Bologna, Italy is pronounced as Bologna.
That'd be all, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
It's pure, unadulterated hooliganism, refined by Bologna's finest. How'd I do? And the sound, that classic Ducati V-twin thrum, but now with a sharper, more aggressive edge. And the all-in suspension, it's perfectly tuned to let you push the limits without losing composure. This bike is about precision, about feeling every inch of the road, and about making every single ride an event. If it's anything like my Hyper 950, it's going to be wild. And given it has more horsepower and less weight, I know it's going to be wild. But let's talk about a bike you'd be foolish not to consider. Yamaha MT10 SP. You better already know. If not, check out my recent ride-in review. Now let's talk about this beast from the East. This bike doesn't ask politely. It demands your attention and slaps your face if you're not paying attention. At its heart is that legendary 998cc cross-plane CP4 engine borrowed straight from the R1, and trust me, you feel every single horsepower. Where the Ducati is about surgical precision, the Yamaha is about raw, relentless power, but also surgical precision. Twist the throttle, and you're not just accelerating, you're being launched into the next zip code. This bike rips. That CP4 engine delivers a linear, intoxicating surge, accompanied by a sound that's part superbike, part alien spacecraft, which is an auditory assault in the best possible way. I still remember the Yoshimura quad exhaust on my 2010 R1. What a beautiful memory. That V8 carness, neologism, is still here to this day in the MT10. And with the SP model, you're getting those exquisite electronic Olin suspension units. This is more than just comfortable, it is adaptive. It smooths out the imperfections in the road, even if you're going 60 miles an hour around a hairpin, giving you incredible stability even when you're pushing hard. This bike inspires confidence at speed. It's a planted, rock-solid missile that just devours miles and corners with brutal efficiency. This is one of the best bikes I've ever ridden. The MT10 SP is at least as nimble as my Hypermotard 950 and not too far off from my flyweight Hyper 698 mono. And for a not too distant price compared to the Hyper V2 SP, smart guys are definitely considering both of these bikes. So if you're like me, you're in the market for a high performance naked bike and you've narrowed it down to these two absolute weapons. Which one wins? The truth is they're both winners, but for different kinds of riders. Let's pin them head to head on what really matters. Think about engine character. The Ducati's 890 V2 is punchy, responsive, and thrives on being short-shifted and ridden aggressively through the mid-range. It encourages constant interaction. It's going to wheelie with ease. And on the flip side, the Yamaha's 998 CP4 is a howling creature, building power linearly and strongly, and urging you to hold those gears to redline for maximum drama. So do you want punch or do you want pull? The Hyper is going to punch you off the bike, and the MT10 will have you holding on for dear life as you scream forward. And in either scenario, you'll have a big smile on your face. Then there's handling. The Hypermotard is pure playfulness. It's tall, it's light, it wants to lift the front wheel at every opportunity. It's about throwing it around and changing direction in an instant. The MT10 SP, despite its aggressive looks, is a bit more grounded. It feels like a super bike with wide bars. It's incredibly stable and confidence-inspiring at high speeds, and it rails corners with immense grip. The Hyper weighs 390 pounds wet, no fuel, and the MT10 SP 445 pounds. Both bikes will corner on rails, but the Hyper V2 will be a bit more flickable with its much lighter body. The MT-10 will be more planted in corners at high speed. Let's not forget this is basically a track-dominating R1 with a comfy seat. The Hyper V2 has 120 horsepower and 69 pound-feet of torque, and the MT-10 SP has a nasty 164 horsepower and 83 pound-feet of torque. In its lightness, the Hyper V2 will blast off a little bit faster, but in its power, the MT-10 will pass the Hyper shortly thereafter. Both bikes will require launch mastery to keep the front wheel down. The MT-10 is going to pull harder to higher speeds. But what about tech and freshness? There's no doubt the 2026 Hypermotard V2 SP is the new hotness. It's a completely redesigned platform with the absolute latest from Ducati in terms of engine, frame, and electronics, and the novelty is exciting. The MT-10 SP, while near perfect, is a refinement of an existing, albeit brilliant, platform. Ask yourself, are you chasing the cutting edge, or do you prefer a proven, perfected package? And finally, livability. Let's be real. The Hypermotard, while exhilarating, is less forgiving. It's tall, has minimal wind protection, and that aggressive riding position isn't for everyone over long distances. The narrow seat isn't going to make your butt send you flowers, more like a nasty gram, while the MT-10 SP, with its slightly more ergonomic rider triangle, cruise control, and superb electronic suspension, offers a surprising level of comfort for its performance. You could realistically tour on the MT-10 SP. The Hypermotard, you'll be taking shorter, more intense blasts. Although I did take both of my Hypers on multi-100-mile hauls, and they did fine. The 698, not so much. It's a bit too light and easily battered by highway winds. But I've got all those videos on the channel if you want to check them out. I have ridden the MT-10 for hours and hours with no fatigue or discomfort. The MT-10 SP is going to win on comfort, hands down. But let's talk about another critical factor, the cost. The Hyper V2 SP will set you back $20,995 plus a mandatory destination charge of $995, whereas the MT-10 SP will cost you $17,499 plus a $775 destination charge. So that's $21,990 before dealer fees and taxes for the Hyper, and $18,274 for the MT-10 SP. That is nearly $4,000 cheaper for the MT-10 SP. $4,000 cheaper for a bike that is in no way inferior to the Hyper V2 SP, but in some ways superior. You could put an exhaust and tune on the MT-10 and still have plenty of money left over. The MT-10 makes way more financial sense by far. But then again, those of us who buy Ducatis don't really have much financial sense, do we? Anyway, in terms of looks, they're both beautiful bikes. When I was riding the MT-10 SP, a lady just came up to me and said, "Wow, is that a Ducati?" And another guy was just infatuated with it. He was just staring at it for like 10 minutes. It's a good looking bike, but so is the Hyper V2. This one's a tie. They both look beautiful. So which one should you buy? In an ideal world, I'd have my Hyper V2 SP as a second bike, and I would have the MT-10 SP as a primary bike. But knowing me, I could also see myself on the Hyper full time as well. But in terms of practicality, I definitely want the MT-10 SP as my primary bike. The Hypermotard V2 SP is for the rider who wants hyper engagement, who lives for flickability wheelies and the raw, unfiltered joy of a lightweight, powerful Italian exotic that basically feels like you're riding on top of an origami. It's a weekend warrior, a canyon carver, and a city anarchist. It's about feeling connected to every single input, but with its welter weight, it might be best for riders under 200 pounds. I'm about 215 pounds, and I'll let you know after I God willing ride and review this bike. But it's the ultimate toy for someone who already owns a sensible bike or someone who simply doesn't care about sensibility. Hey, I'm not judging. I don't care about sensibility either sometimes. Well, most of the time. Anyway, moving on. But on the other hand, if you want brutal, unrelenting power, superbike level stability, a comfortable enough ride for longer journeys, to save nearly $4,000 and that spine-tingling cross-plane crankshaft sound, the Yamaha MT10 SP is your road jet of choice. It has almost the flickability of the Hyper and definitely the wheelie ability. It's a daily usable super naked that will still scare the living daylights out of you with its acceleration and incredible electronic chassis. Ultimately, both of these bikes deliver an insane amount of fun. You can't make a bad choice here. It just comes down to your flavor of adrenaline. Let me know in the comments below, are you Team Ducati or Team Yamaha? Which one are you looking to add to your dream garage? If you like this comparison, launch a mini nuke at that like button, subscribe for more bike content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and always remember the motto, bark less, wag more, and always be kinder than necessary. I'll see you in the next one.